Hello there and welcome back to some more Gran Turismo 5. Today we're continuing our Let's Play. This is episode 22. In today's episode we're taking a look at the European Hot Hatch Championship. For that we need a European Hot Hatch, and there's nothing in the used car dealership, so we are going to be heading to Renault Sport for the Renault Megane Renault Sport 2008. 41,000 credits.
Fuck me.
Get it red, why not? So there you go, the Megane, because it's like the only game where this model Megane shows up, basically. Apart from Forza now with the R26, but no one likes the R26.
Blur, it's in Blur.
No one cares about Blur.
Shut up, Blur is cool.
Okay.
Blur.
Why would you want the Cupra when it's basically a Spanish Golf?
To be fair, the Cupra was purple, so it was tempting, but in the end...
Oh!
The Ibiza Cupra would be interesting because it's the only Spanish car in the entire franchise.
That is true. 41k for a Renault, yeah, it's now worth like 9 grand because we bought it and drove it slightly off the lot.
I don't think there's any body mods.
There is not. So, we'll just run it as is. I don't see the Megane being particularly awful, I'll be honest. It should be alright. I'm expecting it to understeer, but other than that, it should be fine. European Hot Hatch Championship, a pitched battle between European Hot Hatches, a special event for Europe's ever-popular Hot Hatch class. Which car will be crowned the fastest hatchback of all? The quickest car here is a Mark 1 Golf. And an Audi A2 is apparently a Hot Hatch. Who knew?
Huh?
You do now. The Eiger Nord, I can't say it. Nordwand.
Nordwand.
Apparently, Think is the front car. 206 Golf Mark 4. That was an option for this.
No, it wasn't.
There's a.
06 RC, that's a good car.
Is it?
The GTI
Yeah, it's
180
actually quite fast for a hot hatch.
Yeah, it's got a lot of power. It doesn't handle very well. There is a new Beetle in this race, and a Citroen C3, the hottest of hot hatches.
I'm more excited for the Zara VTR.
No, listen, I didn't want to mention that because, you know, that car's just going to cream crop the field. If this was realised, the Zara would have already won.
Yeah.
I like the Zara. I'd own a Zara.
I would own a Zara as well.
Look at that fantastic French interior.
It's
the best car ever.
fucking real. Now I'm looking at Zara's for sale.
Last time I looked at Zara's, I found one with like 22,000 miles on it for 500 quid.
I'm sad because that car was good.
The Zara was good.
I don't give a shit about that.
Oh, you're on about the Megane?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's even... I mean, it's basically the quick version of what you had. Well, facelift as well, but...
Yeah, it was facelift because mine was the old one to toxic.
2003.
Yeah, mine was
the
not good.
1.6 Zara isn't even that slow. 9.7 to 60. It's pretty good.
It's not awful.
Yeah. For one of
The mighty, awful Renault interior.
Yeah, I mean,
The VTR for sale for 2 grand.
don't get me wrong, I agree it's good, but for that's the thing. You have to remember it's early 2000 Renault.
I sat in a Clio once from this era and it was not fun.
I lived with on for like 2 years. It wasn't fun.
I mean, I had to drive one which I think was the same power as yours as that, once to go to work because
60 horses of steel.
yeah, except mine wasn't red, it was gold.
The 60 horses really should have been shot.
Yeah, and as I had to drive up a small mountain with it, I had pain. It was painful.
The Zara is lovely, but it isn't a 306. No, to the contrary, my friend. It is completely a Peugeot 306 underneath.
I remember having to freaking go up a hill, and the freaking car was like, nope, I'm not moving.
The best dirt cheap car I can recommend. Well, considering you live in some godforsaken country that I don't know the car market in, we go to our usual thing. Is a Toyota available? If so, get a Toyota. Failing a Toyota, get a Honda. Failing a Honda, Get a bus
fuck.
pass.
Nah, get the first gen Twingo, so at least if you fuck up, you die. And
No,
it
because
goes-
it needs to be reliable.
it's reliable, first gen Twingo.
Again, literally, every single
It's a
time.
90s French car.
I-
The electrics are just.
You'll be surprised how many people come up to me and go, what should I get as a first car? It's always, what do you want? Well, it needs to be reliable. Get a Yaris. But
Yeah.
street cred. Get a Yaris. But my
Yeah.
thing, fine. But it's like, what else are you gonna get? It's like a great scene from a film where like it's body snatchers or something like that, and everyone's been snatched up, and the guy's like, "Oh, we got to get away, we got to get away," and she just looks at him and goes, "Where are you gonna run? Where are you gonna hide?" That's the Toyota Yaris.
Yeah,
What are you gonna do?
Yeah, but the first gen Twingo is reliable. There is nothing that can break in it. I think
Yes, but it's
that's-
French. They find a way to break something.
No,
It's like the
no.
Germans can't build an engine without having like 9 defects from factory.
It's like
So everyone who like drives around in Mercedes Benz has to sit there and just go, "Oh, it's a really reliable car so long as you do like the valve seals and reinforce the fucking head gasket and replace the crankshaft." It's like, it's not reliable then, is it?
it's like you take as a old Clio and you make that even less. You remove half the shit in it, and that's the same car. I sat in one. The interior, I would say that it was basic as fuck. Like the first gen Twingo, I think it was like the first facelift they did. It was like nothing in it. Interior was empty.
The Beetle actually made up a place on the Golf 4, which probably proves how bad the Golf 4 GTI is.
It's fat, lumpy, and useless.
It is. It is an atrocious car, the Mark IV Golf.
It is, yeah.
I cannot stand the Mark IV Golf.
It's
All my
awful.
homies hate the Mark IV Golf. That's going to start a riot. Oh, Mercedes A160, my favourite hot hatch. And Freddy Krueger in the Mini 1. There's a Peugeot 307 XSI in this race. If that was in the used car dealership, I'd be using that. I do need an excuse to use the Peugeot 307 at some point. If you can't find a Yaris, get a Starlet. I disagree with that.
Don't get a Starlet.
Never get a
Yeah.
Starlet.
Also, one good thing you can do with first gen Twingo, you can shoot yourself going 150 downhill.
Bill Fiore, isn't he the guy who voiced Darkle in GTA 3?
You don't feel this bad when the fastest car I can see is probably the Polo GTI.
Listen, man, the Polo. I had a Polo from this era, and I mean, it wasn't a GTI. It wasn't very rapid, but the GTI is cool.
No, it isn't.
Yeah, it is. The GTI's listen, that's the best looking Polo. I'm sorry, it just is.
Oh, yeah. Because the Polo's a fucking dog.
It's better than the fucking. I saw Volkswagen release the new crossover the other day.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, it looked
only
massive in
been
the.
4K.
It looked massive in the pictures, and now I read the press release for it. It's like, oh, you can choose from a 95 horsepower engine. I was like, so, is it gonna move or does it? It.
It's like human assisted.
I can do
believe.
better, by the way.
Yeah?
Not only is it a 95 horsepower engine,
Is it? Yeah?
it's a 5-speed manual. Who in the fuck is still making 5-speed transmissions in the year of 2021?
What's that?
Then again, I mean,
Five-speed manual.
Toyota until 2018 was making 4-speed Corollas still, so I mean,
Yeah.
5-speed manual.
yeah,
That's
5-speed
seems
manual.
cheap.
Yes.
A 5-speed manual feels
Like,
fucking
they
outdated,
couldn't
like,
have, you know,
1999 car.
They
By the
couldn't
way-
have spent a little bit more money on a 6-speed port.
And by the way, from reading that press release, do you know how much a 95 brake horsepower base model, I can't remember what it was called, with the 5-speed manual is? Do you know how much it costs?
If it's more than £8,000, I'll piss myself.
£21,600.
I've got to go change my underwear.
I think it's called like the Volkswagen Tiago, and it's like a coupe. It looks massive, but apparently it's based on a Polo, so... I don't know. It's ridiculous. I know
the
that much.
Tiger! That's awful looking.
Yeah, it's not great.
Yeah, it's a bit awful.
It's a lot too expensive. It's less than 120 to 150 pounds per month. You can buy a Yaris for 150 quid. Possibly.
But you could cobble one together for 150.
I was going to say, listen, here's the best idea. What you do, AJ, is you buy a Hindustan Ambassador, and then you get an elephant to sit on it, and then you chip away at it for hours and hours and hours with a hammer and a chisel. And then eventually you find a nice little Hindu woman and you sit there and play da-da-hut, 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 da-hey, and it looks like a Peugeot 206 and they use it for an advertising campaign.
Yes, that.
Yeah. Actually, a couple of years ago, Top Gear did a thing where they made a 208 out of a Hindustan Ambassador. They kind of ruined it though because they had to buy body panels from somewhere. But they did actually technically do it. Yeah, they made a Peugeot 208 from a Hindustan Ambassador. Horizon India. There you go. Tata Nano is like the fucking ultimate car.
All I know from India by knowing some Indian is that the road.
All I know about Indians is curry.
No, it's that the road are pain. Like fucking pain.
See, every time I think of India, I just think of Dr. Bombay, which is never a good idea.
Please don't.
The worst bit is Dr. Bombay was Swedish, so it's like the most racist thing ever.
It's awful. But
It is racist.
really good.
Can you imagine Dr. Bombay in today's climate?
No.
Speaking of people existing in today's climate, Azzy, you come in to a show with me.
Don't know if I want to get into a show that you're interested in, but what is it?
Scooter Rave the World Tour 2022.
Oh God. Scooter.
No, sorry, I mean, yeah!
Someone at work a couple of weeks ago, like they went to like a dance thing, and I was just like, oh, what do artists are there? And I was like, oh, you know, this, and this, and I was like, oh, the only like sort of awful music thing that I know is Scooter, and I was like, oh, Scooter's great, Scooter's there. I was like, fuck yes, Scooter.
Nay, I would go actually. I genuinely would.
I'd go to a Scooter concert. By the way, Goman, the Polo came last, and the A160 was the quickest car, apparently, so...
Wow, okay. That
No one
Polo
has said
is
that they've been
shit.
to a scooter concept for about 17 years.
It's fine though, I never liked the Polo anyway.
The Polo got beaten by a 106.
Yes, stop bullying the poor Polo.
It's awful.
106.
It's not awful, it's just misunderstood.
I'm gonna buy you a Polo. When I win the lottery, I'm gonna buy a Polo and just park it outside.
Can I have a GTI?
No.
Fuck.
Can I
Hey,
have a
speaking of
GTI?
GTIs, we won a Lupo Cup car. What colour is it? Be something
Orange,
interesting.
orange,
Oh,
orange,
for fuck's
orange.
sake.
Yeah?
Is it pink?
It's black.
Oh.
Boring.
I want to find one in the used car dealership with a more interesting colour.
I mean, I could get you.
If
a
it's
Volkswagen
bright
Polo
green, then
1.4
go
CL.
for it.
Hell
I mean,
yeah.
you got the Japanese version of the Lupo, you know.
130 horsepower. It weighs over a ton for some reason. We're going to be seeing a bit more from that Lupo later on, so stay tuned for that. Anyways, thank you all very much for watching. Next time we're going to take a look at the NRA Roadster Cup, so join us for that. Until then, farewell.
Yes, I will stay here for a while, for I need the break. A break from the bruises of life, and everything that lay in the palm of license. License.